What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I am Craig, and this is your market update for Tuesday. We're going to be taking a look at what's going on in the bigger time frames real quick. We'll zip through that and then get into the shorter term time frames at the end of the video for Bitcoin and see where we could be headed. If you guys follow me on Twitter, it's at CryptoSavvy1. You'll know yesterday the short I put in a while back at 24.5, I told you got stopped out at 23.5, and I re-entered a short at 24.2, posted on Twitter and in the Discord. Both those links are down below. Definitely check them out. Before we begin, if you guys would take a second out, smash that thumbs up. If you're watching on Google TV or Apple, go down to the bottom left corner, hit more actions, and that'll give you the option to hit the thumbs up. That way we can get this video out to more people. Also, this is going to be a real short video. Let me know if you guys like the shorter videos or longer videos, or if I should mix them up or what to do with that. Just want to get you guys' feedback on that. So let's get into it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want daily updates, and make sure you share the video if you like this content. Get it out there. So this is what we've been watching on the Dow, this hidden bearish divergence here. We are in a downtrend. We are getting higher high in the RSI, lower high in the price action up here. Now, I'd said this one would get erased right here if we do get up past this 33,270-ish. We break that high, then we could get up as high as the 34. Now, for us to get bullish on everything, I would have to see a break of this 44 in the Dow. Looking at the DXY, we are right now getting support on the 200 EMA. As you guys know, this is our major support here, 105.64. But looking at the parabola that everybody says that we've broken, I do not think we've broken it at all. Here's the parabolic trend, and we are pretty much sitting right on the trend line right now. So if we do break down below here, start opening and closing 3 days, this is on the 3 day. So if we start opening and closing candles below this, then maybe this will be broken. But then again, the thing with these parabolic arcs is you could just redraw them again. So I don't put a whole lot of weight on these, but as of right now, this has not been broken. Now let's take a look at the monthly resistance, 24.5. We almost came up and tagged it. That's our 55 EMA, but yet we did not. So still our major monthly resistance right there at 24.5. And then if we look at the weekly here, you can see major resistance at the 8 EMA at about 23.4. And now we are back below that. As you guys know, we've talked about this plenty of times, this rising channel here, looking at this actually as a bear flag, but looking at it as just a channel, we got our target perfect here, made another bear flag, again, perfectly tagged our target here. If we break this one, our target's going to be somewhere down in this range, depending on how when it breaks. Once this breaks, it'll probably take a few weeks to reach its target, maybe months. You can see this one here took 2 weeks after it broke. This one here took 2 weeks after it broke. This could take 2 or 3 also if it does break down here. Now, if we do get one more rally, we could come up and test the 200 EMA on the weekly 26.6 range. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not, but anything's possible, right? Let's take a look at this is my other weekly chart here. This is the weekly chart with the fib channels put in here. And we also have this trend line here. And we talked about this yesterday. If we start opening and closing weeklies above this, then we can get bullish. But that is also showing our resistance at around 24.5. If that breaks, then we come up to retest this fib again. And that would be around that, again, 26,000 range. So that is a possibility we get up into those ranges. But as of right now, anything below this, we're still bearish. Okay, let's look at the daily. So the daily, as you guys know, this is how I got this resistance. And I've been talking about this since back in November. And we made this measured move of the rising broadening wedge. Once this would hit this range and break through, that should become major resistance. And that's what it has done. So as you guys know, my next target there was 17.7, which we hit. I've not changed any of this, guys. So this is what I'm talking about as a possibility here. Now, if we drop straight through, which I think is possible, just like we did up in these ranges, we drop past our low. But if we do not, if we do get a bounce at that low, it might take a while. But as you guys know, I'm looking for the bottom sometime in the end of this year, the first bottom. Now, We've talked about the Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart a lot. And actually, I'm going to take a look at that real quick. But before we do, you guys would check out Prime XBT if you guys are interested in trading. The link's down below. I also have a tutorial on the my YouTube page, and I'll leave a video up here if you guys want to check out the tutorial. Use my promo code SAVVY50, get you up to a $7,000 bonus. SAVVY25 will get you 25% off of your fees. They don't trade against you. You can trade altcoins, gold, silver, Forex, Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ, all from one exchange without having to have, multiple accounts. So definitely check them out if you haven't already. And here is the .com bubble. This is Amazon, they're in .com bubble, Bitcoin Dirt. We made this chart on December 2nd. Now, a lot of people are saying, what are you going to say if it doesn't play out? Well, so far, it's played out pretty damn well. Even if it didn't play out, nobody was calling these lows except me. So I do believe we are still playing out here. If you look at where we're at right now, it could be somewhere in this range right here. Like I have been talking about, we could still see 28 to 32,000, but I think we're going to go lower first and then possibly get that. But guys, remember, every time there's a rally in these bubble pop patterns, this is a bubble pop pattern. I've showed you this bubble pop pattern in a few other assets also, one being, let me see if I can find it here. I don't think I have them up here. I don't have them on here right now. Sorry about that. But I showed you it in Sony, Nintendo, and then they're like, well, you can't compare that stuff to Bitcoin because Bitcoin's going to save the world. Well, it's a market, guys. This is a pattern that plays out in overhyped markets. This has been an overhyped market. This pattern seems to be playing out almost to the T. And if so, like I said, I look for the bottom at 7, maybe 8,000, maybe even 5,000 end of this year. But I think we get a bounce after that. We always get a false bottom first and then a continuation in a bubble pop. So if this is a bubble pop, it's going to get ugly. Just be careful. All right, let's take a look at, there's two charts I want to look at here on the 4 hour. This one being, and this is just to show you guys what I'm looking at, right? So if we take the measured move from this rising channel, like I said, we hit our target here. But if you'll notice, we had this low. Once we broke that low, everybody was expecting a bounce here at that 33,000. We didn't, I mean, we maybe got little bounces in the 4 hour, right? But it pretty much blew right through down to the next low and never made it back up to test that, right? So the same thing here. Here was our low. Everyone expected a bounce at that 25.5 again, blew right through it. See right here where our low is, 17.7, that everybody thinks is the bottom and it's not going to break through. I believe we could possibly break right through that. Our first target is going to be right around 15, actually around 16.7 if we break that 17.5. But more likely we're going to come down to this $12,000 to $14,000 range. And then as you can see here, we never came back up and tagged this. Right here, we have not came back up and tagged this. So chances are we're going to continue to the downside, guys. I've talked about this yesterday. Let's zoom in a little bit on the next chart. This is kind of cluttered right now, but just to show you the same thing, right? Once we broke here, our target hit. Once we broke here, our target hit. Once we break here, our target will hit. Now let me zoom in, unclutter this a little bit, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. There's an Elliott wave count in here I'm watching. I posted it yesterday. As long as we don't break this high of that 24.3 area, as long as we don't break that high, this is what we could be looking at. If we do break that high, we could come up and retest this trend line up here around that 26,000, somewhere in that range. We break above that 26,000, then we could look for that 28 to $32,000 range. But as of right now, that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is this here. As you can see, once we broke over here, this took, well, let's take a look at both these, right? So once we broke this target over here, once we broke this trend line, just like we have these blue trend lines here, once we broke this, this went from May all the way to June. So that was about a month there, right? That was about a month there. And then the next one was all the way from, well, actually, we would go from May to here, and that would have been another month. Now we've been here since June, and we are now in August. So about 2 months here, but it could still definitely play out like this. And that would get us down to the $7,000 to $8,000 range. We'll get a more accurate target once it breaks. Follow me on Twitter. I'll post it if it happens. But as of right now, let me get this trend line out of here. So we talked about this yesterday, this being a possible big, if you look at the big picture, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 getting us down to about the 25,000 range, right? But there's still 5 waves within that. So we can come down to possibly that 22.8, 22.9 range, get a bounce back up into the 23.8 range, get everyone bullish again, come back down. Same thing. There should be 5 waves in this, and then maybe another ABC correction, bouncing off the bottom of this trend line, getting everyone bullish before continuing to the downside. And this 5-wave structure would end about 19.5. And then maybe that's wave 1, and we go up for wave 2, get everyone bullish again, blah, blah, blah. Same thing over and over and over again, right? Let me get these out of the way, kind of clear it up, zoom in, see what we're looking at. This fibs off there. Okay, so right now we're getting support on this VPVR high volume node right here at 23.1. Once we break that, our next support's going to be around 22.8. That's what I was talking about, would be the end of wave 1. Then maybe get a wave 2 up and continue down. It does not have to bounce up from there, but either way, guys, this is looking bullish. This is looking like a triple top up here. But again, if we do break that 24.2, if you did take that trade, you can put your trade in at break even and be safe. I'm probably going to move my stops up. My stops down a little bit on my trade. We'll see. Right now I got them at break even, but I may move them down into a little bit of profit. I may not, just because even if it does get higher, I'll probably be looking for more shorts up here. But as of right now, this is what I'm looking for. And one more thing I wanted to point out, if you look at the RSI right here off of these 2 lows. So if we draw a trend line off of these 2 lows, right, it already broke. Whoops, not these 2 lows, my bad. Off of these 2 lows, we've already broken that structure, right? On we've already broken this structure on the price action. It has not broken on the RSI yet. Once this opens and closes a 4-hour below this trend line, then we're probably most likely definitely going to see our downside to around that $20,500 range. Like I said, look for a bounce here because that's the bottom of this trend line to get everyone bullish, but that would be just wave 4 like I showed right here. This in there, that would be just wave 4 before continuing down past to break this line. It'll probably look something like this on the RSI, something like this, come down, get 4, and then back. So keep an eye out for this, guys. But either way, unless we can break above this 24.2, 24.3 area, I remain bearish here. Again, if we break up, then we start looking for these higher levels up here. But even if we get that, that would be like a wick off distribution, right? Because we got a higher high, and that would be just like the back here. Let me show you back in the daily where we called the wick off redistribution right here, right? Could end up being something like this, 5th wave, ending diagonal to the top, but that was a wick off distribution phase. Got that one more blow up. So if that was the case, we're about right here, come down for retest and blow through, make a new high, get everybody bullish, and then come down from there. But guys, this 24.5 area is major resistance. Like I said, I made videos back here before this broke in November and talked about this exact target and said if this broke, move it. Yeah. And I said if this broke, then we could get bullish again. But until then, everything remains bearish. And I think what we're going to see is something similar to this. It's going to take time to play out. Things take time to play out. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry it went a little longer than I wanted to, but make sure you smash those thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Like I said, let me know if you like the short videos or you want the longer ones. And guys, remember, you're not going to just start out trading and become a millionaire and just win every trade. And don't pay for courses. You'll just add that to your losses, because even if you pay for a course, you're going to lose a bunch of trades before you get a strategy that works. There's tons of free information out there, better than the crap they're selling, because what you're buying is their bad habits. They can't trade, so they sell courses to make money. If they could trade and make money, they would not need to sell courses. Tried to explain this. A lot of people don't get it. A lot of people don't believe it. It's true. Take it easy, guys. I'm out.